is pretty much the best it's ever been. So got 3 nitrous kits. It's the lightest it's ever been. We got front runners, 185 tyres. It's a brand new Hoosier 28-10.5 bracket radials, which are very tight. They've actually been rubbing up in here on both sides. So I did set it up to do some anti-squat in the rear of this, so I'm hoping that it lifts up under acceleration, because they're just rubbing.
It's going to be like this all night.
Anyway, we'll figure it out. And I got me big chopper. Need that bad boy.
Yeah.
And this is going to be my first victim. Tim's got his Turbo VL out, but he's only running a little 235 tyre, and he's got no
300 kilos lighter than your car too.
and you got no power management.
My right foot, I told you that.
I don't know how much does this weigh, because my car's pretty light now.
Oh, is it? This thing's like 1300.
Okay, I'm 1400.
Oh yeah.
100 kilos.
Yeah, but
100 kilos.
at the moment I've got 100 horsepower less than you.
Okay.
I'm on the 850 chair.
I think the tyres are going to make the biggest difference here.
If that's the case, I'm going to buy what you got.
You might have to go get yourself some Hoosiers. Got 2 nitrous bottles in there at the moment. I'm only going to use the big one, and then I'll swap the big. I've got another big one for the eliminations, and I'll turn this on for the eliminations. Otherwise I'm going to run out of nitrous because I don't have enough. And a full tank of fuel. First 2 runs were good. That BMW, the race was really quick. I was surprised how quick that was. I've just been using 2 nitrous kits. This run I'm going to try all 3, but probably just halfway down the track. And might bring it back and check the data log, make sure everything's okay.
I'm doing this right?
Yeah, no. Just get a nitrous top up while we're here. And car's ready to go. It's only used like 12 litres of fuel or something. It's actually really economical. I'm just going to run a 15-pound bottle and a 10-pound bottle for the night, and that's it. We'll just see how we go.
race the fucking the Coon. Is it an EL, EF? Or the S15? Which one do you want?
Or do we race the Golf?
Oh, man. The Flog. We can race Dr. Flog in the Golf.
Barra, another one. So we're going to do something a little different in this video, and we're going to go over the car after it comes home from the event, which is just a few little things I check. I actually went to check the data logs and I didn't even do a single log because I turned my logging off, so I couldn't do that. These two EGTs up here are the hottest, so I just pulled the plugs out of those. They've still got straps on them, so we're good. And yeah, it sucks I can't check any of the logs because I wanted to see if the vacuum pump was working, and would have been good to check a few other things, but it's all right. So this is one problem, not really a problem, but just a bit of a pain in the ass thing. But so the back of this car was squatting down and the wheels are rubbing at ride height. So there's one video there I watched where this guard was like, literally it's bottoming out the shocks in the back. So it's like coming down and it's rubbing pretty bad. Not just that side, but the other side. So I'm going to lift up the back of this car and take a look where it's rubbing, and then I'm probably going to get the sledgehammer out and start beating away in there to fix that. But I also need to add a little bit more anti-squat to the forelink, because essentially what was happening is once that front end pretty much lifted up and it was under full noise, I noticed the back of the car coming down pretty much, and then it was just bouncing on the bump stops back here. So if I just put a little bit more anti-squat in the rear end here, which essentially means under load, it's going to try and push the diff down to the ground, so it'll lift the back of the car up. I'm just going to change one hole in the forelink just to get that tiny bit more, because it's pretty close and you don't want too much, otherwise it'll just separate too quick in the back and then it'll just lift up and it tops the rear shocks out. So it just needs a tiny bit more. And yeah, I need to stop all this rubbing situation because it's made my brand new Hoosiers look a bit ugly now. It's trying to rub off the Hoosier. So yeah, we'll take a look at that, and then that's pretty much all I've got to do here. Alright, so I got my tyres off the back here and can sort of see I was definitely rubbing here, and that's the seat belt bolt for the rear seat, but I've trimmed in the past because I remember it used to cut into a tyre before. Probably there by the looks, tiny bit. The main bit is up here. It's actually like generated heat. Right there, you can see a heat spot far out. So that is the main area of concern, but that's that was only that bad because it was squatting down. So that's why it would have been as bad as that was up there. So I think once I get the back of this car to lift up rather than squat down, it's going to help with that. This side here, a tiny bit there. It's got a little heat mark there. I was definitely rubbing a fair chunk there. Tiny bit there, tiny bit there. And then we got up in here again. And it wasn't rubbing as bad on this side at all, really. I don't even think it's only just rubbing on this side. So it's more the other side that's the main concern. So with roll racing, this is generally how it works. You go there, you race your car, someone beats you, then you come home, and then you do something to your car to make it faster, and then you go back, and then you do roll racing again, and it just repeats. That's what I've been doing with this car over a couple year period. But one thing I have found is there's always someone faster than you. Even if one day you manage to perfect your car, and if you manage to win it one day, it sometimes comes down to luck, because this is what I've noticed anyway. When I was racing that the rotary, he just got off the line quicker than me, but generally that's all you need to do half the time roll racing. Is once you get, if your car pretty much hooks up straight away, and you get pretty much just the car length in front, it is so hard for the other car to catch up in that short distance. So generally it's, once you get up to this horsepower level and where I'm at, the difference between the winner and the loser is generally who's getting their car off the line quicker, and that's usually who ends up winning at the end. So that's how roll racing generally works, but it's good fun. It's fun to change things and go out and try things, like that sort of stuff. But these tyres I put on the back, they're very grippy, like heaps grippy, compared to the I was running 275 PSR radials before. These tyres, like even when they're spinning, the car's moving sort of fast. So like they're a really good tyre. And I noticed too, once the front end of this car lifted right up, the rear wheels would actually tend to stop spinning. So it's like once all the weight transfer, it's like the car was a bit slow to lifting the front up to try and get the weight transfer to be able to put the power down, if that makes sense. So the front springs in this are pretty soft. I think in a perfect world they need to be a little bit softer, but I think what I'll do in future is, if I want to do roll racing again, I'll just lift the front of the car up a tiny bit, because I pretty much had the car level. I'll just have the front end a little bit higher in the front, just so it'll be able to reach the top of the suspension travel quicker and to transfer the weight quicker to the back wheels. And yeah, little things like that is what get your car off the line quick, and that's pretty much the difference between the winner and the loser. So pretty much getting the good launch. But these tyres I got on the car, unreal. Horsepower wise, like this car, I've got a small cam in the motor at the moment, so it's to make it reliable. With one nitrous kit, which is what I use for most of the night. So when I race the only time I used like all three nitrous kits was when I was racing the rotary at the end, because it was beating me. I pushed my finger on the button, but the other two nitrous kits are only like an extra 100 horsepower. So it's like I'm trying to jam all this nitrous in the motor, and it just is not making any more power. So it's like the first nitrous kit makes what it's meant to make. It makes like 150 horsepower or whatever, and then the other two combined to only make an extra 100 horsepower. So it's like, it's just forcing all this nitrous in, and it's the motor is just physically cannot make more power on the nitrous. So yeah, so the future plans for this car is going to be, it's going to get an aluminium block put in the front of this thing, and I want to get some SR20 heads, which are not an SR20 motor. The SR20 is like a Brodix 20 degree head. Essentially it's just the high flowing head, so the heads will flow more than the heads I've got on this car at the moment. So potentially what will happen is, if this motor makes say 800 horsepower for example, with these other heads it'd make near 900, just because the heads flow that much better. So that's what I'm aiming at next year. Aluminium block to get 44 kilos off the front of this car, because the big block is 300 kilos in this thing, the iron block. It's so freaking heavy. So I want to get an aluminium block in the front of it. Maybe even look at the camshaft. I don't really want to go massive because it makes it unreliable, so it's sort of hard, but I'll figure something out there, because I'd like to make, if I could get 1100 horsepower at the tyres, I reckon I'd be really happy with the aluminium block in the front. So that'll be probably the goal for next year. And I've contemplated putting a manual in this car, but I'm just not 100% yet. But I want to get one of those 4-speed dog boxes, the G101s, the G-Force boxes. One of the NASCAR H-pattern 4-speeds, the dog box, so you just smash through the gears. I think one of those would be really cool and really fun, and it'd be good for roll racing with one of those, and it'd be good for, way better for drifting with a manual. And then for burnouts, essentially with a burnout, you just put it in 4th gear and just dump it, and then away you go. So a manual in this car would actually be pretty ideal now. So, but yeah, I'll look into that next year. But that's it. So that's where the car's at. It did pretty good, didn't break anything, no alternator issues, and it's ready to fight another day. So I'll get my sledgehammer out, beat these rear quarters to death, make some clearance, and put some anti-squat in the forelink, and then have another go next time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.